This is the ultimate buyer's guide on the Barkbuster Handguards to make sure that we get you the right style, the right mounting kit, and the right protection against either the elements or the impacts and the falls that you may encounter during your rides. Now, as always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep yourself in the loop on all of the latest products, the pros and cons of those products, and anything that you may be considering on putting on your motorcycle. We've got you covered with the inside scoop to really make sure you get your bike exactly the way that you want it. Now, be sure to check out these Barkbuster Handguards at our website at accessoryinternational.com, and you will find all of the latest pricing and information. These are the Barkbuster Handguards. Now, to put it real simple, the handguard kit consists of two components which will be required to get the handguards mounted onto your motorcycle. Number one, we have the aluminum backbone mounts, and number two, we have the plastics. Now, the aluminum backbone mounts are going to be what actually mounts to the motorcycle to allow you to mount the plastics, so you're going to need both of these in order to really complete your kit. Now, when it comes to these aluminum backbone mounts, we have two different versions. Number one is the bike-specific mounts, and number two is the universal mounts. When it comes to those bike-specific mounts, that's what we always recommend riders to go with. If you've got a motorcycle that has mounts that are made specifically for the bike, that's what's going to fit as close to perfect as you can get. Everything is designed to the T to fit for your specific bike, so we highly recommend it. And it also includes, any of those bike-specific mounts include the 2-point mounting system. A 2-point mounting system is a huge part of how the magic happens with these Barkbuster kits. So you've got 2-point mount. Number one, on the bar end, that's typically how it works. You get a bar end mount which is going to fixate itself to that bar end on your bike, and then number two, you've got a clamp. So once you've got the aluminum backbone secured, it's going to be anchored down with both of those mounting points. Both of those mounting points means impact protection for the rider. Guys, if you're falling down or if you're catching big projectiles, that impact protection is going to make sure that your handguards aren't caving in on your hand. It's going to keep it nice and sturdy, and it's going to protect your hands, again, from any damage that you may get as you ride. So on top of that, these bike-specific mounts, heat-treated aluminum. Heat-treated aluminum is going to be more durable and stronger than your traditional aluminum. So again, this is going to be perfect to provide you with the impact resistant. If you're planning on dropping the bike and you want, I should say, if you're not if you're planning on dropping the bike, but if you may drop the bike and you really want to make sure you've got that impact protection, you got to go with a 2-point mount. It's a must have. Now, you know what the mounts are, aluminum backbones, but after that, you've got your plastics, which are going to go over the aluminum mounts to make sure that you get that wind and weather protection. So the plastics, again, that's going to be what you see. It's going to be what makes you look cool. So we've got overall 8 different types of plastics. Now guys, keep in mind, as we're covering the plastics or the carbon fiber here, each of these guards is going to have a different size, different shape, and different style. So depending on the riding that you're doing, whether that be street, adventure, primarily dirt, whatever it is, each of these is going to match up better with certain types of bikes. So keep that in mind, and also for your needs, if you want more protection, less protection, sleeker look, whatever that may be, there is something there for you in terms of these guards. We're going to start off by covering just a few which will be compatible with those 2-point mounts. So starting here on the left hand side, we have the VPS. The VPS plastic protectors are going to be real popular, one of our best sellers, and that's really because you have a large variety of colors that you can choose. So it's really customizable to get it to match with the style of your bike. You want blue, you want red, white, black, whatever it may be, the VPS line of guards is likely going to have that color. Now moving on to the center, you see we've got the Storm. Now the Storm, personally one of my favorites. It's real big. It's going to give you maximum wind protection. So if you are looking for protection against the elements, the storm is the answer. It's only going to come in that black finish, so you are more limited versus the VPS Guards. But again, that protection is unbeatable in terms of protection against the elements. If it's getting a little colder, that's going to work perfectly for you. And then coming over here to this side, we have the carbon fiber. So this carbon fiber, it is a genuine hand-laid carbon fiber. What that means, it is going to include a higher price tag overall, but you've got the carbon fiber look. If that's what you want, the price tag speaks for itself. You're getting the hand-laid carbon, so that's going to be that. In terms of the dimensions, the shape, and the size, the carbon guards are going to be slightly bigger than the VPS. That VPS really does have that low profile design, but again, carbon fiber going to have that real carbon look that you may be going for. Now the next up in our lineup is the Jet Guards. Now the Jet Guards are going to be designed more for that trail bike style. Ergonomically, it's going to match up best with those types of bikes. In terms of the size, it's very similar to the VPS and the carbon that we have here, but again, it's just going to be geared more towards that enduro type of riding. Now, moving on next, we have the Ego. Now the Ego is designed for enduro, trail, and really the focus here is mini bikes. So those smaller bikes, these guards are going to be very compact to really match the body style. It still uses that full wrap aluminum hand guard. So again, all of these guards that we're covering right now all use that full wrap aluminum guard with the 2-point mount. However, if you're really just looking for something that's going to give you some protection against the elements, against the cold, against the rain, whatever it may be, then we do have what we call the universal mount or the single point mounting system. Now that single point mounting system typically is going to use a bar end mount or a single clamp. It's going to go in from either side, so it's not going to give you that impact protection. If you fall, it's going to be able to cave into your hand. Really, this is just for the wind, weather, and elemental protection that you may be looking for. Now, first up in that single point universal type of mounting system, we have the Sabre Handguards. Now the Sabre Handguards are really meant for the motocross and enduro style bikes. It's a real minimalist, slim line design. It's going to give you a real compact feel, and it also has air which is going to be flowing through and ventilating. So this is great for, again, that motocross type of riding where you don't necessarily want any protection against the elements. Now next up in our guard lineup, we have the BBZ Fabric Handguard. Now this is going to be one of the unique ones that we have, which actually works independently without any aluminum backbones at all, or it can be used with those Barkbuster aluminum handguards. Now this is just a fabric. It's stylish. It's a fabric handguard design. It's lined with a waterproof membrane. So this is really going to be meant for those riders who want to have the protection against the weather, against the rain, against the cold, anything down that alley. This is going to be perfect. And again, if you have that 2-point mount, the aluminum backbone mount, you can wrap these suckers over that aluminum mount and you're going to get the best of both worlds. So you're going to get that impact protection in case you drop the bike for your hands, and you're also going to have that fabric guard, which is going to do a great job protecting you against the elements. And lastly, in the guard lineup, we have the Aero GP lever protectors. Now the Aero GP lever protectors are really going to be geared towards street and track bikes. It's got a real aerodynamic GP styled lever protector. It's adjustable to really make sure you get the right fit, and it's real functional. So we've covered the aluminum mounts, we've covered the actual plastic, carbon fiber, and fabric style guards. So last up, we've got the additional accessories to actually use with your new handguards. First up, we have the LED lights. So you've got the accessory lights. You can integrate them onto the guards. It's going to give you that LED indicator, turn signals. You can get them in either amber or white, so it's going to be a nice addition. If you do opt in to go with either the Jet, the VPS, or the Storm plastic guards, those lights will integrate into those guards nicely to give you that extra functionality. Next up, we have the accessory skid plates. The accessory skid plates are made exclusively to fit with the VPS plastic guards. It's going to give you a touch of additional protection in case you do drop that bike and you want to make sure that your mounts stay in great condition. Now following that, we have the accessory bar end weights. Now those bar end weights are going to include a set of 2 with the bolts and everything that you need to mount it, and what they really are going to do is reduce the handlebar vibration. They're going to add about 180 grams of weight per side, and they're going to fit in conjunction with most of those Barkbuster handguards, really everything except the Ego. So again, that's going to add a nice way to reduce vibration and a touch of style to your handguards as well. Now following that, we have the bar end plugs. Now those bar end plugs are going to go right into the ends of your handlebars, and they're really designed to minimize grip damage. Now these are machined from a high grade aluminum, and it's going to fit on most of those bar ends between 14 millimeters and 18 millimeters of internal diameter. It's going to give you a nice range of anodized colors for you to choose from. And again, the installation is simple, just like everything else with the Barkbuster lineup. Now guys, if you need a set of handguards that are going to give you the protection against the elements, the protection against any impacts, and the style, the pure design with the different flexibility of options that you have, the Barkbuster handguards are for you. Now, if you have any questions for us regarding the Barkbuster handguards or anything else that we may offer, please feel free to give us a call at 786-242-5400. My name is Alex at Accessories International. Be sure to hit that subscribe button again for all of our latest content. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.